Welcome back everyone to Gamebook Collector. This time we're running down the top 10 Fighting Fantasy Gamebook cover art from Gamebooks number 41 to 50. So, for a bit of fun, over the last few episodes I've looked at Gamebook cover art from Gamebooks number 1 to 10, number 11 to 20, 21 to 30, and 31 to 40, and this time it's Gamebooks number 41 to 50. So this is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to this selection, and we're going to get underway here. So we start with the very first one, Gamebook number 41, and it's Master of Chaos. So Gamebook number 41 here, Master of Chaos, Steve Jackson, E. Livingstone, and the front cover you see a giant lizard or dragon. It could be double-headed, I think it is, a double-headed dragon lizard thing, and it looks like it's been cast, summoned from a spell from a kind of a pit or a kind of well. In the background is just tiled floors. Yep, go to the back of the book. So looking at the rear of the game book here, it's a kind of turquoise colour, and it just gives a brief rundown of the mission at the back, and it says you have no choice but to take on the mission. The Master of Chaos, warped by centuries of evil, holds a staff of power from his lair in the ruined city of Kabesh. He plans to unite the forces of evil and chaos and plunge Titan into a dark age. You must find him and win back the staff. So the cover illustration, the artwork is done by Les Edwards. Les Edwards has done this one. So inside the book, this one was inside the front cover, sorry, you can see again it's just a rundown of several game books you can collect. So this one was published in 1990. So we're in this decade now, the 1990s. This was published then, and this is a first edition. There's a number 1 there, and I believe that's classed as a first edition, a first print of the book. The book, as you can see, is in very good, it's immaculate condition for its age. Hardly any tanning on the edges of the book. I always find this interesting how good care and attention the book's been actually given. A wee quick look at the adventure sheet. I know it's not part of the plan here, but just want to see if it's clean. Yep, not a mark on it. Cracking book. So, book was 1990, and it is written by Keith Martin and illustrated by David Gallacher. So the front cover, Master of Chaos, I'm not actually too keen on this one. It's a bit bland. I don't like the writing, the title font, I'm afraid. I'm not really keen on the game book cover. It doesn't jump out. Yeah, I've seen better. So that's game book number 41. Sorry, Master of Chaos. Put that aside. So moving on to the next one, Black Vein Prophecy. Easy for me to say. This cover, it's a bit different, isn't it? It's a bit different. You've got a kind of crystal ball with 2 creatures in it. As I say, it's a griffin or gargoyle thing. They're swirling round. It's probably not even a crystal ball. It's more like a spell. And you've got a hooded figure who is obviously overlooking this. It's a very interesting cover. I like the font in this one. Again, it's got Steve Jackson, E. Livingstone dragon emblem at the top. Game book number 42. The back of the book, it's a kind of purple, lilac type backing colour. And it's on to say the ancient prophecy must be fulfilled. In the mysterious Isles of Dawn, ancient forces are returning from the past, bringing chaos and war. Their intention is to wrest power from the Child King, regain the evil rule. It is up to you to bring peace to the land once more. Who are you? Woken, it seems, from the dead. You only have one unreliable fragments of memory to go on. You must discover your own identity before the Black Vein Prophecy can finally be fulfilled. It's a very good book. I really enjoyed this one. Again, it's a bit like Creature Havoc. You start off not knowing what you are, the storyline, or really what's going on. You get no background to yourself. So the cover illustration was done by Terry Oakes. I do like this one. As you said there, it's kind of like a starry background and a hooded magician overlooking or the prophet even overlooking this. I mean, I said it's his crystal ball, but it's more like a kind of a vision. This character getting chased by this creature. So open the book up, and again I said it's 1990 this was published. Again 13579, the first edition of the book, I believe. This one was written by Paul Mason and Stephen Williams and illustrated by Terry Oakes. As I said, the outside cover artwork was done by Terry Oakes again. So Terry Oakes is a illustrator in outside and within this book. I do like this cover. This one's Black Vein Prophecy, Gamebook number 42. Okay, moving on to Gamebook number 43. It is The Keep of the Lich Lord. You've got a character here, type night creature, with his arms folded, looking at an army of skeletons below. There's a battle going on. His keep there in the background, very mysterious. Again, the dragon symbol at the top. Turn the game book over. It's a red back in this one, and it said Lord Mortis is risen. And it says, clawing his way back from the grave, the foul Lich Lord has once again set his sights on the Arrowhead Islands. Allying himself with the Chaos Pirates of Blood Island, he threatens to bring the Vadaran Alliance under the cruel domination of his undead armies. They have already taken Bloodrise Keep, a key point in the defence of the islands, and soon nothing will stand between Mortis and victory. So the illustration in the front was done by David Gallacher. It's not a bad cover art, this one. It's not bad at all, the artwork in the cover. It doesn't jump out really. It's yeah, it's not bad. I really don't much to say about this one actually. So open the game book up. There's a map inside the front cover. There's a map inside the front cover, and again, sorry, the game book again. Not a lot of tan in the corner of the book. The other pages, it's very good condition. So we'll check inside here. This one is by Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson, illustrated by David Gallacher. David Gallacher's done the front cover as well, as I said there. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Does it jump out? Nah, not really. Not really. It's kind of it's not bad, but it's kind of average, if that makes sense, compared to some of the other ones. So that's game book number 43, The Keep of Lich Lord. Right, moving on to game book number 44, Legend of the Shadow Warriors, another cracking game book. I do like this cover. You've got the pumpkin type scarecrow creature in the front there. That's not the Shadow Warriors, I must admit. These are called Hog somethings. I remember playing it. I'm just going to find out the name of them, these creatures. They were there. Hagwort. These are Hagworts. This book's got a very gothic feel to it, very gothic Hammer horror style artwork. Yep, it's a fantastic book. The cover again, these Hagworts in the front, it's a very dark and miserable day, and the shadow presence is just overlooking this field where they're standing. These pumpkin scarecrow creatures. Again, you've got the dragon symbol at the top, Steve Jackson and Livingstone. First of the book, it's a very dark green background. So, a strange madness is abroad in Galantaria. Villagers are being put to the sword by 5 ghostly figures. The Shadow Warriors are mysterious beings from the ancient legend who have somehow returned to life, but are they all that they seem? So the cover art again was done by Terry Oakes. And inside, this one was published in, before I even go there, it was written by Stephen Hand and illustrated by Martin McKenna. Martin McKenna is the internal artist. This game book came out, the first one of this batch, 1991. So the first game book of 1991. Mark McKenna inside and Terry Oakes done the outside artwork in this one. It's a cracking cover, that one. Number 44. So moving on, game book number 45. This one here is Spectral Stalkers. I do like this cover. It reminds me of the type of intricate detailed front covers of Creature of Havoc, House of Hell and Phantoms of Fear. You can see the highly detailed, intricate artwork in the cover. You've got a type of witch demon type insect with red bulbous eyes. You've got a gargoyle type demon creature flying around. You've got these like deformed type sheep, skull headed sheep things, obviously ban at this creature, or warding it off, I'm not sure. In the background is a type of, I'm not saying it's a centaur with a tail, I'm not sure, it's hard to see. And at the top left hand side you have a castle. Very interesting font as well. This one's got a black dragon title at the top, or symbol at the top there. Signage even. So turning around the back of the book. So the back of the book has a kind of blue-purple background, and it says, hunted across time and space, that Aleph is a prize beyond all measure, a mysterious globe from another dimension which can be used to harness all the forces of the universe, and it has been entrusted to you for safekeeping. You must use its unearthly powers to transport you through the many spheres of multiverse and return to its rightful owner. But beware, the nightmarish spectral stalkers also want the Aleph, and they are on your trail. Very interesting. Yep, very interesting. This cover does jump out for me. If it was on the shelf in the bookshop, this is one I'll definitely pick up and have a look at. As I said, I like this type of artwork. So inside the book, again, sorry, the book's in very good condition, what I can see. So we look inside the book here. This one was written by Peter Darvo Evans and illustrated by Tony Hawk. This one was published in 1991. Not a first edition, this one, but yeah, 1991. It's another one of this decade, this era, the 1991s. Yep, Spectral Stalkers, very good cover, really like this one. So we're moving on to Gamebook number 46. It's Tower of Destruction, and the front cover displays a tower that's shooting down fireballs onto a wooden village, and the villagers are running for their lives. The tower itself has like gargoyles on the side of it. They're the ones that's emitting or shooting down the flames. Again, it's a black dragon signage at the top. So look at the back of the book, it's a kind of purple blue background. It says, "Death from the skies. While you're in an expedition, the winter calm of your northern home is shattered by a blazing sphere of death. It comes flying down through winter skies in a maelstrom of fire and lightning to rain destruction upon your village. But where did it come from? Who made it? Can it be stopped?" So that's a kind of brief description of the background of the book. Cover illustration again is by Terry Oakes. He's done quite a few of these ones in this series from 41 to 50. I think he's done 3 or 4 of them. So inside the book, actually before I go inside, you can see the book's quality here. It's the condition of the book's excellent. There's not any tanning on the pages here at the side. The spine's not been broken as such. Excellent condition for this copy. So inside the book, a wee look, and it's not a first edition. It was again published in 1991. Another one from the 91 era. Is written by Keith Martin, also known as Carol Sargent, and illustrated by Pete Nifton. Pete Nifton. He's the eternal illustrator, and as I said before, outside illustration and the cover is by Terry Oakes. Yeah, it's a bit bland. It's not much. It's nothing that jumps out in a bookshelf. It's again, the font's quite boring. Yeah, it's not a fantastic cover. So anyway, that's book number 46, Tower of Destruction. So we're getting here now. We're moving on to book number 47. It's a Crimson Tide. There's a lot going on in this cover here. A black dragon signage at the top here. You can see it's a kind of oriental type cover. You've got a skull in the background. You've got creatures here like minotaurs. You've got, I don't know what these are creatures based in armour. You've got a samurai warrior praying down. It's a type of samurai character there. This is a game but I haven't played. Crimson Tide, yeah, it's a very messy cover, as in a lot going on in it. I don't mean it's messy as in it's not a great illustration. I just mean there's a lot going on in this cover here, and I'm not really sure what to focus on. Also, there's like kind of, is it wings at the sides here as well? Shadows behind the minotaurs. So the back cover is a red background. It says vengeance or death. Civil war racks Isles of Dawn. You are a young farmer unaffected by the turmoil until chaos strikes. A roving band of mercenaries ransacks your village, killing your father and enslaving your mother. This injustice must be righted. So that's the back of the book, and the cover illustration is by Alan Craddock. Alan Craddock's the illustrator on the front cover. Inside the book, again, sorry, I'm just going to highlight the tan. No tan in the outside pages of the book. It's very good condition. The spine is hardly broken as well, so it's a very good copy. So inside the book, illustrated by Terry Oakes, and it's written by Paul Mason. And this one was published in 1992. So this is the first one of the 92 era. And as you can see here, we're starting to have the inside cover. Behind the main cover is nothing on it. There's no any artwork, there's no maps, there's no any other game books that you can buy, so it's blank. So Crimson Tide, yeah, it's not a bad cover at all. It's a bit busy, as I said there. It's probably not one of my favourite covers. Would it stand in the bookshop? Yeah, probably would. It's quite inviting, but again, I'm not sure about this one. Number 47, Crimson Tide. So moving on, game book number 48, Moonrunner. Dragon signs at the top. We've got this kind of creature in the front cover holding a kind of shrunken skull. He's got snakes for hair like Medusa. There's a kind of windmill burning down behind him and skeletons he's standing on. Very disturbing picture, a bit of lightning going on in the background there. So the back of the book is a kind of purple background. It says, "Bring Karam Grow to justice." And it says, "The war between the kingdoms is over, but there is still much to be done. The evil generals who went to ground in the Badlands beyond Gallacher have been tracked down by the bounty hunters. The feared Inquisitor, General Karam Grow, has eluded capture for so long, however, that many believe him to be dead." So that's the background of the book, and cover illustration again by Terry Oakes, a favourite of the 1990s, Terry Oakes. So inside the book, I say this book is not as great quality as the previous ones. You can see a lot of tanning in the outside pages there. Yeah, there's a bit of bend in the spine as well. So anyway, moving on inside the book, we have a look here. It is again 1992. It was published, and it was written by Stephen Hand and illustrated by Martin McKenna. Martin McKenna's the inside artist, and obviously the outside artist in the front cover was Terry Oakes. Again, yeah, not my favourite cover. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not the worst, but it's not bad. It doesn't jump out. It's not one of the Fighting Fantasy covers that say this is Fighting Fantasy to me. It's mediocre. But anyway, book number 48, Moonrunner. So moving on to book number 49, we're getting there now. It's Siege of Sardoth. We have the character on the front cover there. He's got a kind of skull necklace there going down. He's pointed towards us. He's got a kind of vampire hairline there. You have a kind of citadel in the background. Not a bad cover. It's quite adult looking. Again, the dragon signage at the top. It's kind of orange, hazy background there. So the back of the book's a red background, and it says, "Darkness falls in the forest of night. For centuries, the balance of forest and night has been preserved by mankind and nature alike. Now a dark enemy has appeared to threaten uneasy peace. Terrible creatures stalk the forest, and ancient elf paths are closed. No news has come from the distant city of Sardoth for weeks. In the isolated town of Grimund, on the very edge of the looming forest, the townsfolk can bear it no longer. Some brave adventurer, you, must journey into the forest of night and beyond to find the source of the evil and a way to defeat it." So that's the description of the storyline, and the cover illustrations by Terry Oakes. He's the artist on the front cover here. Inside the book, again, this book's not bad quality at all. It's again, the spine's not broken there, down there, and not a lot of page tanning. Always happy to see that. So inside the book, there's a bit of tan at the top there, but inside the book, we will look there. It's written by Keith P. Phillips and illustrated by Pete Knifton. This book was mostly in 1992, but this book was published again in 1992, and it's a first edition. There's a 1 in the number code there. And again, the maps have been removed from the inside front cover or any game books you can buy as well. Yeah, Siege of Sardoth, yeah, not a bad cover. It doesn't jump out too much. Would it be one I would buy in the shop if it was in the shelf? Probably, yeah, I probably would. But the cover's not one that jumps out too much. Nah, it's kind of average, mediocre. Anyway, okay, number 49. Right, moving on to the last game book. The Grand 50 is Ian Livingstone's Return to Firetop Mountain. So you can see the warlock there above the mountain, and ogres and trolls there, all creatures great and small in the front cover, and they have aloft their weapons, axes and swords, and the big number 50. I don't like this cover really. I just feel it's too small. It could have been done better, I think. I don't like being too critical, but yeah. So the back of the book's a purple background, and it says 10 years on Zagor lives. The diabolical reign of the evil sorcerer Zagor has ended 10 years ago by the heroic venturer who braved the countless perils of Firetop Mountain. By the power of the dark sorcery, the crazed wizard has returned from the dead and intends to wreak his revenge upon all Lancia. Some brave adventurer, you must enter the forbidden labyrinth and bring justice once more to the master of Firetop Mountain. So that's the description of the storyline of the book. Like I said, Les Edwards is the external artist on this cover. So into you can see this book's been well read. It's been well worn here. So inside, illustrated by Martin McKenna, and it's by Ian Livingstone. So Martin McKenna is the internal artist, and the book itself was written by Ian Livingstone. And it was released in 1992, so we're still in the early 1990s, 91 and 92 for these books. Yeah, not a great cover. I don't really like this one. I think it could be done a lot better. Maybe because it's reduced in size, the purple kind of border doesn't really work for me, so that's my opinion. So there you go, that's the countdown of the books, number 50, 41 to 50. So I've narrowed down my top 3 game books, and reverse order, we're going 3 to number 1. So I'm going to give third place in this section of game books number 41 to 50 of the best artwork of the front covers to third place is Black Vein Prophecy. Black Vein Prophecy is third place. As I said again, it's a very interesting cover, kind of psychedelic. 1990 was release date of the cover, and it was by Terry Oakes. I do like the font in this one. You've got the kind of prophet. He's kind of opening his kind of vision up in front of us. Yeah, I like the colours in this game book, starry background. Yeah, it's interesting. If it's sitting on the shelf, yeah, I'll definitely pick this one up. So it's number 42, Black Vein Prophecy, is a third place game book. So moving on to number 2, second place in my selection of the top 10 game books from books number 41 to 50 is this one here, Legend of the Shadow Warriors. It's a fantastic game book. The covers really emanates like a gothic horror artwork. You've got a pumpkin scarecrow hanging in the field. You've got the rain coming down, the dark background, very creepy, very scary. Yeah, fantastic game book cover, really atmospheric. It does stand out. I love this game book cover. This one's done by Terry Oakes. So Terry Oakes has this one there, Black Vein Prophecy, and there's this one here, Legend of the Shadow Warriors. Very stark contrast to these covers. There's more detail in this one, Legend of Shadow Warriors, compared to the Black Vein Prophecy one, but a lot of imagination in this cover. But yeah, number 2, Legend of the Shadow Warriors, does tip it for me in this rundown. So we'll put this one there. Second place, Legend of the Shadow Warriors. And number 1, drum roll please, it's game book number 45, Spectral Stalkers. I'm a sucker for this type of cover, as I said before. Creature of Havoc, Phantoms of Fear, House of Hell, amazing. And it's done by Ian Miller, fantastic artist. I just love this detailed, intricate artwork. You can see there, if you can zoom in, you know what I'm talking about if you can see it compared to other covers. it's just like fine detail and the contrast and the artistic shading, etc. So you can see it there. Yeah, it stands out a mile. This type of artwork for me stands out a mile. It's amazing. I love this one. Fantastic artwork in this cover. So that's my top 3 in this section. And how could it not be complete without a runner-up? So runner-up in 4th place, we're going to give this one to Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide will be 4th place in the series here. Again, this section is a bit more difficult. There's fantastic covers here, but some of the covers are really, really borderline, very mundane, very, what's the word? They're just really just kind of okay. They're not great. They're not great. They're just like mediocre. Basically, for me, it's a bit of fun. But basically, if I was walking through a bookshop back in the day, and I seen these covers, Spectral Stalkers would jump out a mile, along with Legends, Shadow Warriors, and Black Vein Prophecy. Crimson Tide would be, yeah, I'm kind of clutching at straws now. It's probably the best out. This bunch here is in 4th position. So anyway, the top 3, I'm just rambling on now. The top 3 is number 3rd position, Black Vein Prophecy, Legends, Shadow Warriors, and Spectral Stalkers. So thanks for watching this episode of Gamebook Collector, Gamebooks number 41 to 50. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. The next episode will be Gamebooks number 50 to 59, which is the elite section of the most expensive gamebooks available. This will be an interesting rundown. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and also smashing that subscribe button. That would help this channel a lot. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next episode of Gamebook Collector. Thanks again for watching.